you can select a ton at the same time. I could not find a way to select a ton at the same time on a separate channel. And since they're distinct channels,
Yeah.
I had to go one by one, click the dots, add to playlist, click the dots, add to playlist. We have 618 videos on the Clips channel. And I had to do that for every single one. So I put on an audio clip podcast, or I put on a podcast, and I just click, 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 click.
An audio clip podcast. It's called TikTok without watching.
I put on a podcast.
Yeah. I gotcha. I'm double checking to make sure we're live because I got burned at that other time.
Yes, we are.
Oh man, look how good that logo looks on the phone summary.
Yeah, so when you're putting in the new banner, it gives you a little layout saying this is what will be seen on these devices and on these devices and on these devices. And so I tried to make it so that it would fit reasonably well on the various devices, and that's what I came up with.
Yeah, thank you, John. John says we're live and logo looks good. So he said, "Hiya, kids." I don't go, "Hey, kids, who lives in a townhouse out in Oodalawala? It's Joseph R." Can you hear that?
This is Wise and Nerdy. Fatherhood meets family.
Press it twice.
Oh, I see what happened there. I did not press it twice. I pressed the one I thought and then bumped the second one by accident. So they kind of lined up there. But hey, you know what? No, it's not an echo. John, you're hearing things. Hey, let's see a doctor, bud. We're worried about you. No. Would it be a dad show if we did it just professionally and perfectly? No. No, it would not be. So I've done a lot since we last seen each other. I feel like I've been off the show, but I haven't. It's only been a week since we talked to each other, Joe.
Right. Oh man.
But I finally got Devo caught up on all the Patreons that I was behind on.
Yeah. Some people think we're relatively professional. I've had a new bug and pest guy this last week come through to do his 3-month spray or whatever, kill the bugs. And he is walking past and he sees my Go XLR and he sees all the audio proofing or the audio treatment and whatnot. And he's like, what do you do? And so I was like, this is all for my podcast. And I explained, and he's like, well, what's this thing, the Go XLR? What is it? And so I pulled it up on my computer and turned my headphones, cranked them up, and I said, it does a bunch of different things, but it lets me play different audio clips on the fly. He's like, oh, that's how they do it on streams and stuff. I'm like, sometimes, yeah. but yeah, so that was fun. That was a nice little interaction with the new pest guy.
And what is it, Gunmetal? Whatever. No, I'm sorry. Guinevere Gunmetal III, I believe is her official name now. The Mithra will be on it, says, "Hey, big bros." Oh, no, that's not her voice. I don't know why I did that. I see her stuff come across on TikTok sometimes. It's fun stuff. And John said, yeah, John picked up Joe's podcast. But here's what I love about that. I love that you say that. I say the same thing. I hate when I go, yeah, I'm the host of Wise and Nerdy, and someone goes, well, you're co-host. I'm like, okay, I want to say I host it. He's going to say he hosts it. Really, we're dueling lead guitars. We're not holding hands and singing Kumbaya here. So I don't know what I do. I love that you said my podcast. It's really cool.
Yeah. It is my podcast. It's not yours. It's mine.
Okay, carry on then.
All right.
It's the question of the week.
The question of the week this week is, what is your favorite Robin Williams movie? This is your favorite question. You absolutely loved it when I announced it. So yeah, we're golden.
Am I supposed to be the guest here? I'm unsure of my role on the show at this point.
Yes, Mr. McFall. What is your favorite Robin Williams movie?
Well, it would be the one I was in with him. That was really amazing. But no, I was not in one with him. That would be too cool. So here's why I hated the question. There's so many good, amazing things. I'll be honest, I don't know that I have a favorite. However, if push came to shove, okay, you have to pick one. It's the rules of the game, whatever. It's gonna be. I had it, I lost it. Give me a second. Al Pacino is a patient who is a very specific. It's based off a true story. It's not Patch Adams. Al Pacino, Robin Williams.
Insomnia?
No, they were in two together. That's cool.
I just did a search for Al Pacino and Robin Williams.
Try De Niro and Williams.
De Niro? Okay.
Yeah. Josh says he forgot to leave the question of the week. But it's about
Awakenings.
That's it. You want to see the saddest Robin Williams movie ever? Besides whatever video they played at his funeral encapsulating his life, that has been the saddest movie ever because now he's gone and we see all these great things. Dude, I watched that at the wrong place and time in my life. Young teen, and you maybe 16, 17, maybe older teen, but still very emotional, traumatic stuff in my life. And the whole point of this movie is based off of a true story. Robin Williams is a doctor, and De Niro is a patient. It's this special disease that people are just kind of locked up in their wheelchairs. I can't remember what it's called, but they're kind of catatonic. It's not like muscular dystrophy or any of that. It's a very specific catatonic thing. And this doctor was trying different things and ultimately got one of them to kind of catch a ball. And then they started doing these treatments and whatnot. And I'm going to spoil it for you because you need to know that it's a sad ending. In fact, I'll just leave it there. It's not a happy ending at all. And I cried like nobody's business at this thing. It makes me depressed sometimes to think about it. And I still go back and watch it every couple of years because it is fantastic. The story is written very well. I mean, they took a true story and really made it presentable for the screen. And Robin Williams, while funny, is really more serious in it.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of different. We got a bunch of different people answering in the chat. My wife put Hook.
Hook's a good
Rufio, Daddy-O.
Now here's Daddy-O. Now here's the thing. Everybody quotes that line. So is it really your favorite Robin Williams movie or your favorite Rufio movie?
Dante Bosco.
Yeah.
No, it is a very clever take on the Peter Pan story, in my opinion, and it was a lot of fun. I like it. It's a great one. Mithril Beata put in What Dreams May Come. That actually to me has a happy ending. I mean, it was dark, yeah,
it was different, but it was a great one.
And it's an interesting conceptualization of heaven, in my opinion. Religious beliefs aside, I really find it interesting to see what people conceptualize on what heaven's going to be. And so, yeah, I really liked how surreal that movie is and how conceptual that movie is. It really makes you think.
Me being me is the only aspect you're going to get on this one. You can tell Kelsey's had no trauma in her life because everything's Aladdin and Hook, and the rest of us are like, oh, awakenings and all this horrible sadness that he brought into our lives. But it was great. Yeah.
And John is saying that What Dreams May Come is one of his favorite movies, period.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So, yeah, like you said, my wife mentioned Aladdin. We do have a call in. So let's see what Casey has to say.
G'day, Dads. Casey here. So what's my favorite Robin Williams movie? He has a lot of great films, but I think for me, it's always going to be my first Robin Williams film, which was Aladdin. They created Genie actually based on Robin Williams himself, so he got to be himself playing that character.
Yeah.
I think they first got a clip from one of his stand-ups and animated Genie doing his magic bit over the top, and then they presented it to Robin Williams and said, "Look, we've got to have you." Yeah, I believe that's how it went, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that was a role created just for him, and it was funny. It was PG, and I don't know. I think whenever I think of Robin Williams, I always think of the genie from Aladdin. So that's it, Aladdin.
Fair.
Yep.
Fair. And if I remember correctly, the reason he said yes to that film, because he did a lot. Yeah, most of his films are not for kids of any
Yeah.
level, and he wanted to do something for his kids to be able to enjoy.
Yeah. One of my favorites is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Hello.
Hello. Oh man,
Oh my.
he
Okay,
did so good in that. It
Oh,
is
yeah.
hilarious.
Have you ever watched the deconstruction of fun movies?
No.
Like, okay, somebody goes through and in like a story way, they kind of change the tone a little bit, but they make it more nefarious about this man who's stalking his wife hover, yeah, all that. And when you change the tone of the music, and you cut the you make the trailer look a little different. It's very much Doubtfire was the worst. She should have gone to prison.
I mean, as it definitely hits differently as a parent than it did growing up with it. Because as a parent, you're like, oh yeah, no, I fully get where both of them are coming from. Whereas as a kid, it was all like, oh, the wife's just a jerk, or the ex-wife, and but no, I fully
Yeah, and
understand.
it's funny the things he's doing, but he is straight up gaslighting and lying to them the whole time, betraying trust and crossing boundaries and throwing grapefruit at people.
Yeah. Well, and even while they were married at the beginning, just having all of that chaos in your life would be pretty rough. Coming home from a long day of work and then it's just pure chaos. I do
Yeah.
I get it. I do. So, but it
Honestly,
great
though,
movie, hilarious.
I mean, all his serious stuff was good. When he's a serial killer, is amazing. The ones in the future where you can have a chip put in when you're a baby and it records your what you see and hear. That was a really cool dystopian kind of one. But
Bicentennial Man.
that one was a good one. Also kind of sad.
Yep.
But good. For lots of heart. He did a lot of heartfelt stuff, and that also meant sometimes bringing sadness with that. I wouldn't all this comedy, but the best is the outtakes. Like watching. I can't remember. I do not remember the movie, but the outtake they show is like 5 minutes long because they call cut, and he's just cracking up the crew. They couldn't get set again. He's just going and cracking up the crew and not stopping. But the drive by pretty, yeah, that's
That's from Mrs. Doubtfire
Yeah,
when he throws the fruit at Pierce Brosnan and hits him in the back of the head.
yeah. Drive by food. Toys, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Toys is a good one.
But the saddest thing I ever saw him do was behind James Lipton. What's that called? Behind where he interviews actors. I thought it's called maybe Behind the Actor, or somebody in the chat will know. I'm sure looking it up. What is his name? James Lipton.
Don't know.
Inside the Actor Studio. Man, I don't know where Behind came from. Inside the Actor. But he did his interview there, and it's all these actors or future actors getting asked questions. He couldn't sit still. Like he could not be serious for more than 30 seconds in real life. And it's hilarious at first. I'm watching, and after about 5 minutes, the paramedic in me kicked in and went, "Oh no, there's something wrong. There's something wrong here." He has an inability to, and it's as we found out later, because of the ending of his life, it was the sadness and the whatever else he was dealing with, and the demons, and maybe even some drugs, depending on the time of his life that was recorded, because he was in and out of doing drugs in his life. But yeah, that one, you know how they kind of say don't meet your heroes. That one was like, well, I can never unsee seeing Robin Williams be real and knowing that he needed lots of help, and there was nothing I could do to help him.
Well, and to be honest, by and large, I mostly avoid any kind of interviews and stuff like that because again, I I don't want their personal life to
That's fair.
interfere with how I view their characters. And so by and large, I avoid a lot of the personal lives of actors and things like that because I just want to see their talent.
Yeah,
And largely I don't care about their personal lives. So, but
that's also fair.
they're just people. But all right. Well, I guess it's time to
Roll the dice of destiny.
all right. Well, we're not starting with a commercial break. So let's go with
You remember when we
How
did do
do
that?
I?
yeah. Let's just go straight to the commercials, people. Pay us money. No. How do I?
How do I raise funds on patreon.com/wise_n_nerdy?
Speaking of that, the how do I is how do I determine which causes to support?
Oh yeah, that's right. It is. Isn't it?
So before we went live, so if you go and listen to the Patreon version, Charles and I were talking a lot about different charities and people's different tendencies when it comes to different charities and trying to choose which causes, not just charities but causes in general, to support, because there's definitely a lot of causes or a lot of charities that they're charities on paper, but the amount that the charity actually gives to the cause is a lot of times really, really small because there's so much overhead they're paying out to their own people that what they actually give is tiny. And so you can actually look up what percentage of what they bring in actually goes to the cause and how much of it is going to overhead, which I think is a wonderful way to start off with that conversation of if it's something that you feel like you want to support, check in on how much is going to overhead and how much is actually going to the cause. And that's why I appreciate. I mean, I'm a little biased on this, but I donate a fair bit to my church because I know that nearly 100%, if not one, I think it's almost always 100% of the different charities go directly to the cause, that the church eats the overhead. And so like, for instance, in the winter, they will have these vending machines that you can go to and you can buy like a goat for an impoverished family in a third world country. They'll deliver a goat or chickens or different things to less.
When the spiral gets stuck and the goat kind of gets in between the glass and the shelf and it can't come down to the spot to get it out, that's always a mess.
I mean, you just get a card, but yes, the actual vending machine vends a card symbolizing what you're paying for. But yeah, they set up these giving machines in various locations and things like that. And so, yeah, definitely looking into the amount of overhead is a great way to go about it. What are some tips that you've got, Charles?
I always go with my gut, man. If I try to invest in things that I believe in, both in charity and stocks and people, and things that I use, that kind of thing, things I understand. And it just depends on how it came about. And the reason we got into it was I was talking about being at an EMS conference here this week. And the short version is one EMS is I always lead with one EMS is a 501c3 charity. So they understand this is not just a selling thing or a show thing or whatever, that we're bringing programs to kids through elementary, middle school, and high school. And we're trying to provide scholarships for adults. And, if you got some more time, I'll tell you more. But also we have this fundraiser coming up, blah, blah, blah. You can change the future of EMS and help get people interested in understanding who we are, just a $30 donation. And everybody's like, oh my God, it's so amazing, so amazing, so amazing. That's awesome. And they just walk away. And for me, if I truly believe in something, especially at a conference like that, where it's mostly selling, and somebody the Gideons were there. Okay. I honestly still don't know a ton about the Gideon mission, even though one of my best friends is a Gideon. But I know it's church related, and I know the adage was they were the hotel Bible people, but I think there are more than that. But whatever, it's a fine organization. Nothing in my life aligns with what they're doing for the most part. So I nod and I shake my head and give them the time of day, and I move on because it doesn't align with me. But if I'm somewhere and it's like, oh, you wanna help people listen to podcasts more? You're providing podcast education to kids and getting them interested in not just, "Oh, I'm being a streamer," but actually skills of communication, and you're bettering their life. $30 right now, done. Because especially at a conference like that, where I'm not, I got funding to cover hotel rooms. The hotel rooms are 100, if not up to $300 a night. All the dinners, because it's on an island, Jekyll Island, and everything's more expensive. Everything, it's travel. So you're spending all that, and you're going to go buy $150 worth of alcohol tonight because you and your friends are going to drink, and that's how these conferences go. $30, man. And I don't
Yep.
get it. That was kind of where we came with the how do I. It's if I believe in you, I guess I should say. I guess that's really what it is. So I believe in what you're doing, and you somehow managed to make yourself matter to me, even in the small connection. By all means, here's something to help your cause.
Yeah. Well, and then you go to like the grocery store and stuff, and they're like, round up to donate to kids or whatever. And from what I've heard, and I'd have to do some more research to confirm this, but allegedly, what ends up happening is that just creates a tax break for the grocery store, because you give them the money, but then they get the credit for actually donating it. And so
Well, being vague, right? We're not going to dive into specifics unless you know a specific story.
yeah.
To my knowledge, the major chains, like where I see it, is like a Kroger or a Publix, something that they would take a huge, massive hit in income if they were just taking the money and not actually giving it to. In my case, it's like Children's Miracle Network or St. Jude's, and those,
No.
especially St. Jude's being, one of them being here in Atlanta. It's as long I don't care about the tax break. If I'm giving you 18 cents, what kind of tax break am I going to get on the roundup? But that 18
Yeah.
cents adds into where they'll get thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, hopefully, donated. But
Yeah.
yes, it absolutely gives them a break, I believe.
But then there's always Dragon Con. Like I like to look at overhead, but also places that will match. In general, I tend to give them more leeway as well. So like Dragon Con matches to a certain amount of what everyone else donates. And so organizations that do that, at least at a gut feel a lot better to me than, especially like the one we were just talking about, the grocery stores that are like, round up for this. Mithra Beata has a question here. Do you have buzzwords to look for when researching a charity? That is a good question.
Good question, Johnny.
Do you you've got a lot more experience, especially on the medical side of charities. Are there any buzzwords specifically that you look for, either to say, oh no, that doesn't pass the sniff test, or stuff that you specifically look for that you're like, oh, I need to look into that a bit more. That's maybe.
No, I'm the opposite. I look for truth, or what resonates as truth. I've been in honestly, my entire life has been building a BS meter. I've heard all the words. I can tell when you're not sharing any facts. You're not. Let's go to BC Dodge, right? Carl Dodge.
Okay.
He has worked for two different Islamic charities, and I've actually supported both of them off and on at different times. And it was mostly because he lent credibility to it and he believed in their mission and he could explain it to me in a way that he was being true. That's what I look for, is that, you know, the same way I feel like I try to explain one EMS. It might not resonate with you. It might not get Joe to get off the couch and give me $30 right now because he has it. I mean, look at his house. I mean, look, you cannot have Arcanine behind you and not have $30 in your pocket at all times. I'm just saying.
I didn't buy that Arcanine.
Yeah, that's what you say. No, I did. It's good. It's good. See, I give. Joe doesn't. That's why I'm the host. All right. So no, back to track. What was it? Busy Dodge. So, but then it wasn't just because he believed. I because of him and working with him, I was seeing more of what they were doing, and I believe in giving into the world, giving into the universe, giving into whatever. I like a flow of money, and it's not just profit and loss. I like to be able to make a difference in people by doing things or giving things, and I supported for a time both of those charities. I stopped supporting because I felt disconnected. Now he was still there, he still believed in the mission, but my life changed. So I said, okay, I'm out. No offense. It was never anything negative. It was just no buzzwords. I just felt like my giving needed to move somewhere in a different direction. I also like to make sure I'm trying to affect directly those around me as much as I'm affecting global anything, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's even bring it home. You're walking past a homeless person. When do you decide to give or not give?
That is a great question. But when I do give to the homeless, I try to give. I don't give straight money, to be completely honest.
Oh, go on, Joe. Do you
I've-
give the gay money? I'm proud of you.
It's a
Go,
drive-by
girl.
fruiting. No, but like I've heard a lot of people that will carry around gift cards for a restaurant or something like that and give that to the homeless instead of giving cash or things like that. But yeah, but as far as if we go back to the buzzwords, I really dislike when charities say donate to us or donate to the organizations, like the way they phrase it rather than donate to help and then list what their cause is. It's a small difference, but in my opinion it's a very poignant difference.
Sure.
And it might be an innocent lapse of phrasing, but to me it points to the mentality of the charity in and of itself, that if they're phrasing it, give to us, give to me. But yeah.
I think it's all about how they approach you and this and that and other. But it's something you said. Oh, giving is all about me. When I give, I think it's all about the me of you listening. It's all about Joe. It's all about random kid. And with the homeless people, sometimes it's the vibe they give me. Sometimes it's where my headspace is. Sometimes I truly don't have money. I would caution being careful with gift cards because, at least in Atlanta, and that's where I deal with it. It's where I have friends who deal with it. My friend Jim Swilly, he lives downtown, so he shares different stories of those kind of encounters. And he'll even go, hey man, I'm coming in here to get something to eat, and he'll walk them in with them. And immediately the restaurant, like, no, they can't be here. He's like, no, this person's with me. I'm buying them food. Like, they can. And maybe because that person, maybe homeless people just in general made a mess. Maybe that specific homeless person. So here, this is coming from me and my background. Take it with a grain of salt. But me growing up in the Baptist church, they would rather pray for somebody than give them money. And there was always an attitude and a tone of, almost like they chose homelessness and they could go get a job. And as an adult now, how I see the world now, I go, why do I care what they do with this? They're just going to take that money and get alcohol. Okay, why do I care? I don't know their life. I don't know what put them here. I do know where they're at is a whole lot harder to get where they need to be than where I'm at right now, trying to get where I need to be. And if I'm going to give, my grandfather taught me this: you give with no expectation. You never lend money, especially to friends. You just give money with no expectation. And the lesson was about lending and borrowing and stuff, but I took that to heart wholly of, here's 20 bucks. You want to go get heroin? I don't say this, like, you want to go get heroin and relieve the pain of life for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, however long it's lasting, maybe overdose. I hope not. I hope maybe you put some food in your belly, but is 20 bucks going to get them out of the gutter and back into a home? No, no, it's not. So I try to get over myself and just give when I feel like I have it and the time is right. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea of gift cards,
Well,
but also they might not be able to use them, but who knows?
and charity doesn't always have to be money.
It's true.
You can donate time, you can donate other things like that. So like last week, for instance, I was picking up my boys from a church activity, and we were driving home, and I saw this older lady walking down the street, and she was carrying some big bags, and I had no idea where she was going, but I thought to myself, I was like, what would Papa NASCAR do? And he provided that example, and I turned around, I drove over, and I said, hey, do you need a ride somewhere? Can I provide you a ride to wherever you need to go? And she said no, and she was like, are you a businessman? I'm not.
Oh,
And she was like, I'm trying to sell the stuff that I've got with me. I'm like,
not where I'm going, but all right.
no. And
I'm not saying you were going there at all. No inference that Joe had anything wrong to do in this story. Okay.
So, and I was like, no, I'm not a businessman, but I saw you walking. It's late at night. I thought I'd see if you needed any assistance getting to where you're going. She's like, no, I don't. I was like, all right, well, have a good night. And so ultimately, she didn't take me up on it. And I had a conversation with my boys afterwards. I was like, most of the time, you probably don't want to be picking up hitchhikers, but I felt good about this situation. She didn't seem to be a dangerous at all, and so I wanted to offer some help. And so that's what we did. And I said, but you need to use judgment in cases like that, because there are a lot of crazy people out there, and if you put them in a vehicle with you, you never know what will happen. And so using a measure of prudence is always good when you are physically putting yourself out there to do service like that as well.
Yeah. I also look at the scenario we're in. Gas station, somebody, hey man, I'm out of gas, I need some help. It's like, I watched you over there saying that. There's, you know, it just there. If you listen to human beings long enough, there is an inherent instinctual way to tell when somebody's being genuine. And I'm so sorry, I really could use some help. Anything? Could you put some gas in this can for me? My family's down here. Whatever. There's a genuineness to it. I mean, right now I'm not being genuine, and you can probably tell. But then there's a vibe that you get, and sometimes, you know what? At the end of the day, does it matter? No. If you gave somebody $5, okay, they got you. They used it wrong. They scammed you. Whatever. It's gone. At the end of the day, I don't care. Taco Bell. You know I love Taco Bell. And this is a good legitimate way. Yeah, thumbs up, camera. This is a good legitimate way to bring it up of when you roll through their drive-through, if their person is doing correctly, they'll go, will you like to round up for college tuition? Because they have a program that puts their employees through college. And I almost always say yes. And if someone were to come to me like, they're on the 10% list, which is a bad list. The 10% list is 90% goes to your pocket and only
Yep.
10% goes to the cause. At the same time, I'm like, oh, dang. When I ordered that $20 worth of Taco Bell for me, don't judge me, I'm hungry. And they got me for 18 cents. Oh, over time that adds up. Sure. Okay. Over 20 years of being a fat fool eating Taco Bell for thousands of dollars, they may have gotten me for $100. Oh, I mean, I just trying to think about those realities. And yeah, I still say at the end of the day, how you decide to to support a cause, go, a Patreon perhaps, likewise _30, and how you go and see that we've gone to monthly, so I could really use you bumping that up, baby. How you decide to do that is really about you in the long run. And here's the deal: it does not matter in the moment, and hopefully ultimately to your life, what they did with the money. What matters is when you did good happened inside of you. And that cannot be taken away by whatever they did with the money.
Yeah, whether it be karma, blessings from God, whatever.
Yep.
Whatever your belief system is, you put good out in the world, good will come back.
Yes. And once you know something, I was a huge Kevin Spacey fan. And then bad things came out about Kevin Spacey. Okay, once I know it.
See, that's why I avoid learning about celebrities.
Oh no, that one you needed to learn. The world needed to learn that man did some bad things. I know you're really funny, but that one I can't joke about. That dude did some. He's not one I can separate the craft from the actor, right? And also, it didn't take away how I had enjoyed not knowing and seeing his performances, but knowing who he is now. The world canceled him and there wasn't anything else for me to watch. But I was like, okay, now I know I can't watch something with you in it, enjoying it, because I know there's a badness behind it. I'm not going to name some charities, but there's some charities like, oh, that's pretty cool. Now learn the lack of good that they did in the world.
Yep.
I can't.
Yeah, there's it's sad, but there are a lot of charities that just line the pockets of the people at the top, and very little, if any, goes to the actual cause.
And what I really love to do is be the best version of the rich people charity. The rich people charity is people just kind of get together and swap money to make themselves feel good, right?
Yep.
And maybe it actually does an endowment to an art thing or museum, and it helps something out. But really, it's just, look at me and how special I am. But they don't care about the money because they don't need it. I want to be the opposite of that. I want to have a very minimal staff for one EMS. I want to make it a very efficient, and I want, as best I can, I want to make my money everywhere else, like patreon.com/wise_nerdy. But I want to make my money everywhere else than one EMS, because I want to be the Georgia Lottery. This was years and years and years ago. And when I found out the Georgia Lottery is basically a charity, it's a non-taxable entity. Now, the word charity is used loosely for all the 501s and all the different codes, but there are different statuses and codes. That doesn't mean you're a charity, but you're also a non-taxable entity. The Georgia, well, it's the Georgia Lottery Commission, which does the Powerball, Mega Ball, like a lot of the United States does. It's a big whatever. But they're the commission for the state. Not only were they a charity, they paid their CEO like $1 million a year to run that organization, and then gave a bonus of like 1.5 million to her. At the same time, they were saying they're going to have to cut back scholarships, because the Hope Scholarship was directly from the charity in Georgia, and they were going to have to cut back because of funds and whatever. I was like, I mean, you can say what you say about the lottery. I can say what I've used the Hope Scholarship twice, and it got me to be paramedic. It enabled me to learn everything I learned about medicine, and it did its job. But dang, I don't want to. Man, Joe, you got me with that explicit tag last week. I'm really watching myself this week, but I can't. I will never intentionally and knowingly be a service to humanity, as in one EMS, knowing that I'm really, but my salary is $1 million a year from that. No, I'm pissed off now that I used a couple $100 out of the charity funds, which I actually put 1,500 of my own money in. So I'm really just spending my own money, but it still pisses me off that I used $300 to $400 on that trip this week to cover my gas and food when it could be going to what I need it to be going to, and where it could be going to do my mission. That's how I want to be. So little sidebar there, but it got us somewhere.
So what you're saying is people can go and donate to one EMS.
You can actually. You know what? Thank you, Joe. I'll pimp that out right now because I should talk about that more. I'm having a blackjack game coming up. It is online only. It is not gambling. Now there might be surprises to win, but it really is just like any other charity thing. It's a $30 donation to the charity. Some of that will go to overhead that I cannot control, but I will get a good part of that right into my charity. And I will be dealing the blackjack. If this game happens, we have to do so many tickets for it to actually happen with Jimmy Gunn, who is the drummer for Brooks and Dunn. And you know me, I'm a great interviewer. And I already know we've had many talks. So I'm going to be pulling out the stories of the road. It's going to be a great time. And you're at home on your device. It's a cool app. And I think it's called, you know, you go to the site, it's there because I'm thinking of a whole different app right now. It's not the right thing I will tell you, but it's an app and it's live video and you'll see me there. And when the physical card comes out, you'll see it on your screen and you're playing blackjack and having a good time and supporting a good cause. And possibly we're still working on it. You possibly might win something fun. If you win things, but yeah, if you go to oneems.com, you will see, the Give Butter. I love that's one I chose.
Give Butter.
Yeah, like butter, like you put on bread. Give Butter, and you can just donate. And quite honestly, every last bit will go to me giving stuff to schools and like EMT schools and providing gear, providing scholarships. And I'm building a program right now with Rockdale County High School to do elementary and middle school education and really get them aware of what we're doing. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll that dice.
All right. Let's go to number 4.
Oh, I thought we were going to number 9. Oh, I don't remember what number 9 is.
Parliament of Papas.
Yes, he says it right. I'm not going to do a weird face because Joe will turn it into a meme, but he says it right.
All the memes. The Parliament of Papas. I don't think you've even taken a look at this, so this will be
only your title.
Be nice and fresh.
Yes, sir.
So,
like the fries.
Yep. Am I the butt face for being selfish over fries? Comes to us from Redditor General Channel 9969. I, a 15 female, my mom, 40 female, and my brother, 13 male, were driving home from a dance convention competition. For a little background, this convention included classes from established choreographers and dance educators. That day, I had been taking classes from 7:30 a.m. to 2:45 p.m., running only on Kraft mac and cheese for breakfast and a brief lunch midday around 11 a.m. to 11:45. It was around a 4-hour drive home. I was starving on the way from my classes, so we had stopped for fast food halfway through the drive. My mom didn't order anything. She's vegan, so she couldn't order an entree and could really only eat fries there. So I and my brother ordered a meal for ourselves each, included an entree and some fries. Here's where the issue occurs.
All right, just real quick, make sure we're on the same page. Vegan doesn't matter if it's by choice, doesn't matter if it's allergies, whatever. Basically, at this restaurant, the only thing she could eat was French fries.
Apparently.
And for whoever else is in the store, they could eat pretty much anything else on the menu.
It seems that way. And my wife says, immediately what came through my mind is, Joey doesn't share food. Friends reference.
Oh, no, but that's also true. I've been on road trips with this Joey, and he does not share food.
I shared my Twizzlers with you. What are you talking about?
He did. That was great. I appreciated that. I love it.
So, once I got my meal, I opened the box immediately, ready to finally eat after multiple hours. Just as I started eating, my mom suddenly grabs 2 or 3 of my fries. Here's where I may be the butt face. I was shocked and still very much hungry, so I instinctively reacted with a surprised facial expression and a whoa, whoa, whoa. I,
Oh, whoa, 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 no fries for you. I don't know. Come on, man. That's whoa, whoa. What do you have to
whoa,
say?
whoa.
We need that on a button.
I honestly was more surprised at the suddenness and her not asking for any first rather than the fries being missing. After I said it, the car went silent, and I assumed the drive would continue as normal. I wasn't too worried about it at first, as I didn't think neither what happened nor my reaction would be grounds for an ongoing issue.
I'm trying to answer a text because it's something that came out. Sorry. But did I miss where she ordered her own plate of fries or didn't?
The mom apparently didn't order anything.
Okay, I didn't think I missed that. I just wanted to be clear. All right, carry
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So it says the mom didn't order anything because she's vegan. I
But
don't
she
know
can have
why she
fries.
didn't just order some fries, but
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I mean, maybe. Well, but she ate the fries. I was gonna say I've got a former coworker who's retired who a lot of times he won't eat fries at various places because he's a vegetarian and refuses to eat fries if they've been fried in the same
Right.
oil
Yeah.
as
Yep.
as chicken or fish or
Yeah.
anything.
Or if it's a beef tallow or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. But that's clearly not an issue here because the mom reached for some fries and ate the fries. All right. So around 30 seconds after, my mom comments about how rude my actions were. How rude. And to never ask her for any of her food if I was hungry again. I shrugged it off, just assuming it to be a joke. It isn't irregular for us to joke like that, so I didn't know it was a real issue for her. Around 4 minutes after pulling off, she starts yelling about how extremely selfish and self centered I was for reacting that way, saying she hadn't eaten all day due to waking up early for my classes and she just wanted 2 fries. I explained I
What
was.
difference is 2 fries gonna make if you haven't eaten all day?
It's 2 fries. They're all hangry. All of them.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying. She's just hangry. It's just
All of them are hangry. I explained I was more upset about her not asking for them and just grabbing them, and that the fries were never the issue. My mom goes on to say she felt manipulated by me and that I was a master manipulator because she gave me some of her food earlier that weekend. However, I asked for it and wouldn't have just taken it off of her plate. I explained this, but by then the situation had gotten too tense and I just prepared for the silent car ride. She isn't speaking to me now as I write this. I feel like I could have been wrong for reacting at all over the fries, but I think her reaction was a little over the top for what I did. Help. And that's the story. So what do you think?
to sum it up. Vegan, mom, son, not vegan.
Yeah, the son and the
I felt
daughter
like
are
it
not
was-
vegan.
Okay, I felt like a third person was there.
Yeah.
Go to a
Her
restaurant.
younger brother was there.
Okay, go to oh, so it's a mother-daughter thing. So she's not giving the brother any grief at all. according
Yeah,
to
so
the story.
it's a mother and two teenage kids, 15 and 13. The
Oh, this is a whole different ball game now. But summary. All right. The summary is mom's vegan, kids aren't, which is usually backwards, but sure. Go to a meal and both kids order a meal that at 15 and 13, they're not paying for themselves. Mom didn't order anything. Just the facts, ma'am. We're just doing the facts here. When they sat down to eat, mom went to snatch some fries, and 15-year-old, do it for me.
whoa.
I love it so much. Good job. And But then the fight didn't break out there. They finished their no record, right? We can read the court transcripts back. No record on whether or not the brother shared fries.
That doesn't say he did.
Doesn't say he did, doesn't say he didn't, so we don't know. But then we're in the car
The
ride.
brother like these two hangry women, I'm staying out of
All right,
it.
let's be real. And you're almost there. I'm gonna tell you, 13-year-old are in two modes. They don't eat at all, or it's gone in 3 seconds. So that I mean, there was no hope for her to get fries with the brother. They probably sat down. By the time she looked over, they were gone. Okay, so it's mom. But then we wait till we're on the ride to wherever we're going, and then mom says, "I didn't appreciate." Basically, Kelsey got it. Kelsey, the passive aggressive, you know. So right, that's basically the story in a nutshell.
The mom should just order her own fries. Just saying.
Yes. Number one, you're the adult here, and you want to play the guilt trip of I haven't eaten all day because I got up early for your classes.
And then calls her the master manipulator.
Right. I gave you here's
Oh.
one answer, Joe. I will let you talk, but I got you one answer that's going to settle the whole thing easily. But what's your take on it, counselor?
I don't think she's the butt face at all. The teenager.
Wrong.
Oh, they're all the butt faces.
Right. But no, I mean, okay, on the surface, that absolutely right. I agree with you, Joe. You bought her the meal. I mean, it'd been funnier if you had played that carried you for 9 months and fed you out of my own body card. That I'd be like, all right, fair enough. She's got a point. Give her some French fries.
The mom just needs to stop being a cliche where where the woman doesn't order anything and then wants to just snack off of everyone else.
Why wouldn't you? If it's okay to eat their fries, why? All right, are you ready for my judgment? You ready for it?
Yep.
I learned it from you, Mom. Told you. I thought it would settle everything, right? Because everything she's doing is something she learned from you. Manipulation, not sharing, but somehow taking care of herself because she ordered a meal. I mean, holy cow. This is what are there any good comments? Well, also sidebar. You're 15. Why are you on Reddit? Reddit is not for humans, much less teenage humans.
Here's one of my favorite comments here. Not the butt face. Calling you a master manipulator over being surprised by her taking fries is next level hangry.
Yeah, good one.
And the next one, not the butt face. You are a child. You deserve to eat after a strenuous day of physical activity. If mommy wants to be a vegan, she can't get her own food and not make her minor child responsible for it.
Do we have a date, year that this happened?
Yeah, 3 days ago.
This is,
or at least it was posted 3
Yeah.
days ago. So I assume it was this past weekend because 3 days ago would have been a Monday. So
no, I mean it's not necessarily. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't within the last 7 days. I was not expecting that.
oh yeah. If I highlight over it, it was she posted this on Sunday night.
There's one, okay, teenager period. You know, there's a whole lot of facts and color to the story that we're missing. Secondly, the one fact that is the most blatant one is you didn't order food for yourself. You drove. Why did you? I'm gonna say McDonald's because it sounds like
She's like, I haven't eaten all day. I'm so hungry, but I didn't order anything.
And you took them to McDonald's where you won't eat anything, or not McDonald's. So
I've been picturing it as some burger place is what I've
yeah,
been
right. But and there's definitely some that don't really have vegan options. You didn't go next door. You didn't go to the grocery
They really
store.
should have gone to Taco Bell and gotten a bean burrito. Just saying.
Oh, the black bean burrito bowl. Ooh, $5.59 on sale right now. There you're at.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's mom needs counseling, teenager needs counseling, because it could easily have been the teenager was being a wreck of a mess, and
And the brother was smart to stay out of it. At least that's what it seems.
you know, I believe our random kid said earlier, ignorance is bliss. I don't know what's going on. I'm eating my fries, man.
I'm just imagining him sitting in the back with his headphones on, just chowing down on his fries and burger, just oblivious to the seething anger on the front seat.
My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it.
But
yeah, man.
oh man. All right, we have declared she is not the butt face.
I mean, okay, that's not entirely what we declared. Mom is definitely 80% at fault, but she didn't have to go whoa, 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 and not share any fries.
Whoa.
She's a little bit of the butt face.
Okay. I don't know if I'd give her 20% though. That seems
what percent would you give?
10. I'll give her 10%.
Of course you would, you Christian. That's all you can give. Tell me I didn't know where you're going with that.
Touche. So what you're saying is she should have given her 10% of the fries, a tithe of the fries.
I would have given all of my fries and ate my hamburger, because as a non-atheist but non-Christian, I don't go by arbitrary numbers. Is what I'm saying. I don't know where to go with that joke. Wouldn't you roll some dice, Joe, for frying out loud?
For frying out loud. All right, we've gotten 5 3 times in a row as one of the numbers. I think we better
we're
go
just
ahead.
Adjacent to being evil.
Yep, exactly.
Time for a commercial break.
All right.
An evil commercial break.
Oh yeah, man. Look, in all seriousness, we love what we do here, and we're actually in the season now of searching our 2026 conventions. But that does take some help, and we would love, if you love what we do, that you would love to give us some love, because you love what we do. When we love what you, that you love what we love that you do.
That was
I said it all right.
Statement.
Look, tons of stuff out there, people. If you can't give money, which I fully understand, then share this with somebody. Give it to your friend. Play it in your office appropriately. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Yeah, not the explicit parts.
Okay, on the podcast, there are no explicit parts usually, and then we warn you if there is. But yeah, no, share the love, right? I hope we bring joy to your life, at least in the 3 hours that you download and listen to us, because we get long-winded. But support can mean more than just giving money. But if you got that, we'll take that too. Patreon.com/wise_n_nerdy. And then
we need to be like Mark Gunn. You have a Patreon?
You have crippling debt. All right, but to take your mind off of crippling debt, here's a cool vibe. Let's just chill for a minute.
Breathe in, breathe out.
6 seconds. Breathe in, fart it out.
Sponsored by Taco Bell.
Oh man, let me tell you the other way you can really support us. Call Dad, wiseandnerdy.com/call Dad, because we'd love to hear your comments on the show, your stories, and your judgments on the parliaments. We'll figure it out if it's 5 episodes later, or God willing, it's 5 years later. We have to have an intern go back and figure out what episode you called in about. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and speaking of, we have a speak pipe from the one and only Devo site. I have no idea what it is, but it's called. He titled it "I'm Judging You, Human." So let's find out what he's judging.
It says, "Does your dog bite?" No, even worse. He judges. And it's like videos of photos of the dog judging.
That sounds right. I'm judging you, a human.
Oh, I've seen those memes. They're good. Good
We
stuff.
listen and we do judge.
Especially if you are a bad driver. It's true. That
Out of the three of us, me, you, and Devo, I think we know
Evo is
who
by
lands
far
in
the
that
safest
triangle.
driver.
Exactly.
It's true. All right. The question of the week for November 6th was decided by you, Charles.
Yep.
It's what is the best popcorn? Full stop, no explanation. Just what is the best popcorn?
I fully apologize if I overstepped my co-host on the couch duties, sir. So please don't put me in the kennel again. I won't do it again.
You know, the only way to overcome that is around Christmas time. You've got to send me one of those cans of the 3 different popcorn flavors. That the only logical way to solve this.
That's easy. It's gonna be fiery pepper popcorn, Mountain Dew flavored popcorn, and something you can't identify.
Even if they are like half as tall as they used to be and 3 times as expensive as they used to be.
Honestly, okay, that's a question more toward as we're getting towards the holidays. I might want to narrow it down to specific holiday snacks, but what holiday snacks did you used to love that you don't now, or do you still love it? And
Ooh.
that's a good reference. We used to get the tins because the tin was fun, and honestly, the popcorn was edible, but the tins are not that fun. And we'd go like day after Christmas or whatever, you know how we do. But they're not as fun anymore. They're definitely smaller, and to me, it tastes like trash for the most part nowadays. It depends on where you get it, I'm sure. Not all of it, but yeah. So yeah, because I'm sure there's a bunch of different holiday snacks that used to be special.
Okay.
You know what's not special? A Snickers Santa. It's just Snickers smaller, and you're paying the same amount. I still buy them though.
Reese's was sued because the artwork showed the actual
imprint.
face of the jack-o'-lantern,
Yep.
whereas when you pull it out, it's just the shape of a
Right.
pumpkin. Reese's ended up winning that lawsuit, but
Yeah, it's not really false advertisement, but yeah, I thought it was ridiculously funny and also hilariously funny at the same time.
yeah, but there's some crazy lawsuits that get on through. So anyway, let's go on to rolling some more dice. Well, that's unanimous. It's a 2.
Wait, what was it?
It was a 2, kid.
Daddy, tell me a story.
You know, side note, I noticed none of the kids tonight are campaigning to be favorite kid, and that's
so I shot them down on wanting to call in speak pipes tonight, to be honest, because my kids, I told them what the question was, that it was, what's your favorite Robin Williams movie? And they're like, what was he in? I was like, you're not allowed to call in.
have them tell a bad dad joke or something. All right, so I understood. I hear you, Joe. As a father, you're trying to protect the show. As a drunk uncle, I need to get them all burner phones for Christmas. Got it.
Well, and we told Jebediah he could call in. He just couldn't call in for the question of the week. After those statements, we're like, no, you can't call in for the question of the week. You can call in to say something else.
My favorite voicemail for him so far is the fact of the week he gave last week, and just did it before Kelsey could grab the phone. All right, Daddy, tell me a story about why you love what you do. And we prepped this a little bit before show, and it's not doesn't necessarily mean your work. It can be the projects that you volunteer for. For you, it can be your church life, it can be fatherhood, it can be whatever it is that do encompasses for you. Because I'd like to hear some speak pipes on this. Why do you love what you do? Or maybe even better phrase could be, if you're at this level, why do you love who you are?
Okay. The first thing that jumps out to me is different coding projects, because I am a programmer by trade. But there's a ton of times where that in and of itself is just busy work or mundane or fixing issues. That's not fun. But what I love about it, the bits that I love, is when I can see the stuff that I program make an actual impact in the quality of life for people, whether that's at their job or I did some programming for the track and things like that. When I can see how it helps people, I really, really like that. The best feeling when it comes to programming.
I got you, man. Um, but what I do is the same as who I am. I help others be awesome, and I I love it because there's just it's very similar to what you're saying of just when I can bring really it hits me the making your life easier. I love that too. I love being easy to work with. I love going, hey, just think about this process, and all of a sudden, like, oh my goodness, and that's so much better. Um, that's cool, and I do love that, but I love it actually when I can change your life in a moment by seeing, an idea finally click, dots connect, or a perception of yourself or your situation that you hadn't seen yet, and it comes out in everything I do. It comes out in the panels that I do at Dragon Con or anywhere else. It comes out in the shows here. I mean, a lot of people go, what do you do for a living? Much time do you have? Because I'm doing I hustle is the short answer. I've got a lot of irons in the fire and a lot of good things going on. But why I do it is because I just love, honestly, to oversimplify it, I love when I can help somebody go from I can't to I can. And because I know that's an evolutionary process of your soul, of not even understanding there's a world where you could do something, or not even understanding that there's a different thing over here that you never saw. And now I opened up your mind, and bam, you can do great. Down to this recently, I taught a CPR class, and it's very non-traditional. And one of the ladies was there. We got a video of it. It's a great moment when they finally figured something out that they were struggling with, and they got it, and they all cheered, and it was amazing. That was her first CPR class ever. And I've taught a lot of CPR classes, but this one was different, and it hit different because it took somebody from I can't to absolutely I can. And you see that moment. That's what I love. And you don't always get to see it. So the benefits of why I love what I do is when somebody comes by and says they love what I do. I got that a little bit this week at the con for the first time actually in a long time. For EMS, that is. I got somebody come by and say, "Oh man, I watch your TikToks all the time. I love them." I'm like, "Thanks." I'm taking notes. What do you like about them? What's the funniest thing? But it really was. And then we talked, and when I knew what I was doing for them in that help others be awesome moment was making it about them. I was asking them why they taught in EMS and why they it's an instructor on their badge and why they do what they do. And 'cause I get to do that all day long on my shows. Give me a microphone. Heck, put me in a car with Joe for an hour. I don't even need a microphone. I'll still talk about why I was special and awesome. But to be able to help somebody else feel the way I get to feel a lot of the time, that's better than drugs, kids. Don't ask me how I know, but it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about just recently from a coding standpoint with my life. Um about 2 weeks ago, there was some maintenance on our servers, and I'm technically a server admin now instead of a dedicated programmer. And so during that process, we have a lot of manual stuff where we've got to deactivate a lot of our systems so that we can do the maintenance and then reactivate them afterwards. And so you have to take note of which stuff that you're doing. It's very, very, very manual. And so during the process, I forgot to turn one of the scheduled tasks back on. And so it made it so the week after for the next few days, one specific area, their stuff wasn't getting processed. And so they reached out to us a couple of days later, like, oh, stuff's getting stuck in this queue. Can you investigate? And it was because I hadn't turned something back on. And so I talked to my manager. I owned up to it, and he very much appreciated that I wasn't trying to skirt responsibility or anything. But I asked him, I was like, why don't we have an automated process to do this instead of manual? And so this past week, week and a half really, I've been voluntold that I am now doing the automated process. But what it'll end up doing is it will save us that second guessing whether we activated everything, and it'll make everything just in general faster. What would take half an hour to 40 minutes, because I've got to deactivate dozens of scripts on 4 or 5 different servers. But now with the script that I'm working on, I'll be able to kick that off, and it will go through and reach out to each of the servers and deactivate it within a couple minutes, if that, within like a minute. And so, this is going to save us a fair bit of time on all of our different any of these this is weekend stuff. We're all salary employees. We're not getting paid overtime. So this weekend work, that's some prime real estate there.
But Joe, you should be dedicated to the company, man. We're all pitching in.
No, thank you. And so, this will be a big. I would rather, even if the time sunk into programming this doesn't pay off for months or years, the fact that I'm doing this during work hours and it's going to save me off work, out of work, normal business hours time, makes it 100% worth it in my book. But plus, not having these little hiccups where, oh, I forgot to turn on one little thing. It's all going to be automated. And it's going to be smart automated too, where it will actually scan the different servers and say, okay, this is what's currently activated, because we've got a bunch of services that are deactivated by default because we run them manually as needed. And so it'll actually go through and it'll say, okay, these are the ones that are activated, and it'll create a list for you, and then it'll use that list to reactivate it after the maintenance. I know, I'm a super nerd.
Well, no, yeah, you are. But what I'm laughing at is our podcast listeners. It really would behoove you to show up live. You don't see his face. He is beaming, talking about this beep bop boop stuff, like he's talking about his brand new baby that was just born. Look at the picture. It's truly on it. He loves that, but you're a specialist because your passion to serve, your passion. I think we're all born to serve, but when you embrace that, your passion comes through in this coding. And I mean, I'm not bored. I don't understand it. I'm not bored because you are so excited about it. But I'm laughing because they don't see your face. Only 5 of us get to see your face right now.
Oh, but yeah, no, it's just about ready for the next time we have maintenance, and it'll be great. Be good stuff.
Let's go to the negative real quick. Of people not loving who they are, what they do. And I want to give you this. This was given to me when I first went to counseling many, many years ago. This quote that I still to this day cannot track down who it's from, and I did change it somewhat, so I can kind of take credit for the change, but it doesn't matter. Just I told you about it, okay? The quote is, "What you do is not who you are, but understanding who you are will change everything that you do." And that changed my life greatly. And when you get to the negative of when you're doing something you love and other people are being negative about it, it comes out sometimes in a jealousy, like they don't understand. And sometimes it comes out in love of oversimplifying things, like to a point. The negative one at my old job, I had somebody tell me, and very angrily, like he was on his high horse and he just somehow put me in my place. Like, man, you work harder to not work than anything. I'm like, that's supposed to be an insult? Because yeah. I work hard to not work. I still work harder than anybody else here, but yes, I put people in place and processes in place because I've watched paramedics slump over the wheel of an ambulance.
Yeah.
Why would I want to always be? Why do I want to be that cog in the? I think it was Snowpiercer. It's about the train with Chris Evans and a post-apocalyptic world. It's always moving.
Okay.
It's all snow out there. Okay, I won't ruin it. But if you've seen that movie about the end of the world train where everybody's living on the train, it's constantly moving, and you know what runs that engine or keeps it. That's why would you want to be that? Why do you want to be the cog when you can enjoy some life at some point? You've even been a little snarky sometimes, and out of I believe it's out of a place of fun and love. Of like it's like in our volunteer department or something or chats, wherever you're like, yeah, Charles just finds other people to do everything for him. Yeah, specialist, and look at your face. You're loving every second of doing this part of the job. You're welcome. And again, you did again. I'm being truthful here. I'm being genuine. I think you are doing it out of love. I take it out of love. But there were times in my life where I took it personally.
Oh no, we lost Charles. He's gone. What's going?
Oh,
now it's gonna kick me
Not
off.
it. No, I don't know if I disappeared on your side, but this guy did at the beginning of the show last time. Everything, yeah.
And now you're Tyra again.
And now I'm gonna work on some Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I've got the stream up over here, and you disappeared from the stream, and
look,
I was full screen.
I can't show you my screen, but in the settings where my name is, it's got Charles McFall. Yeah, there's who knows? Maybe I'll try Safari next time or something. It did this last week where it just simply on my side, and because I know last week,
it's just like reset everything.
Yeah, it's like instantly all I see is the brick wall, which is the background behind our videos that we don't really use anymore. It's the brick wall. And then all of a sudden it says Joseph Art has joined, and me and him, but my camera disappears on the side too. Both disappear, they both reappear. And then if I put it back, it moves it out for you or something. Like last time I tried to put you first, and you said I took you away. So it's weird, is all I can say. Anyway, side note, we're talking about doing what you love. But if you deny who you are, then you'll never love what you do. And I think that's important. I would love Joe's job if it was for me. I've learned coding. I find it very fun to learn different things. If I need to put money on the table and somehow my rookie level of coding could get a job, sure. You know what I love about doing that? I'm providing for my family, and I'm still connecting with other people.
Well, and once you're in the door, you're set. Because like I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but she's retired now, but one of the people I used to work with, she had a coding position. Her degree was in library science. But she got her foot in the door, and she was with Blue Cross as a programmer for ages.
And that's the thing. Did she let, oh, that's not me, stop her? She didn't have a degree in a coder. She was not a coder by profession or by education. She didn't care. She's like, hey, I don't know a real story, but hey, I'll give it a shot, whatever. And she wouldn't have stayed there if she couldn't do the job. I would hope. All right. On that note, so Bob says in the chat that Dad was mean to me, Uncle Charles. And here's where Talk Studio did something weird. I wrote in, take it like the sniveling little middle child you are, you piece of trash. It actually auto-corrected to defax is on the way, Bobby. So I don't know why I did that. But sorry that your daddy was mean to you.
Oh.
Probably deserved next year middle child.
And on that note, let's go ahead. Nope, those are dupes.
Hey, aren't we? Oh, no.
There we go. Number 6, your absolute favorite.
Bad dad jokes.
And we've got a bad dad joke from the one and only Devo site.
Now I'm sad.
Oh, I'm so sorry you're sad. You had to walk, what, an extra 10 yards?
No. Too long.
What?
It was too long.
Too long. Gosh. Hey, Rube. Do you know that you're not supposed to trust trains?
Trains?
Yeah, trains.
Trust?
You shouldn't trust them
Why?
because they have locomotives.
Bro.
Loco.
Oh, yeah, you had to explain it. I love how he whispers, explains it. She doesn't know
Have you ever
either.
heard of this new game called silent tennis? It's just like regular tennis, but without the racket. Oh, that's sad. I had another one for you. You sure you want to hear it? Oh,
Don't say sure, say no.
next time. I'll catch you next time.
Even the traffic doesn't want to hear it.
Don't say sure, kid. Say no. You know what you wanted to say.
She's just like, I'm gonna put in my headphones now.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the kind of creepy vibe of where we're watching or listening to the reality TV show that's happening just live in the car. That's kind of cool. I do have something my wife sent me earlier today, Joe.
Uh-oh.
I am old enough to remember the first TED Talk. It was excellent. I thought that was. So, hey, we're on to the last thing.
Yep.
All right.
We are indeed.
But you're the host. Aren't you supposed to handle that?
You're right. You're right. My bad. I got this.
What are you nerding about?
What are you nerding about, Charles?
That's not what he said.
What are you nerding about?
That's not what he said either. He said, what are you nutting about? And I'm nutting about connecting with the peoples because that's awesome. And I love that. That was like he was 3 when he recorded that. And it will, when he's 30 and we're super famous, we're going to play that at his wedding or something. All right. Connecting with people. You know, I guess I could truly say connecting with myself. And I know you've got an anime. I truly tried. I tried to think of, man, I need to kind of get off of this kind of self-improvement kick and talk about other cool things that I'm into. I just could not think of something that I really loved right now. Like finished Kaiju number 8 for second season. Did not like where they left that cliffhanger.
I told
That
you it was a
some
huge
hot
cliffhanger.
noise. And it was a weird season, but okay. And again, as a show, I enjoyed it. I watched season 3. It's not my favorite. Solo Leveling is my favorite. And then Demon Slayer, they're right there fighting for favorite. After that, everybody else is just last place. But anyway, it tried. But once I started connecting with myself, once I started listening to those around me, at first it was they thought I could rescue them. Right. I didn't realize that at first. I'm going through and going, why am I feeling negative? Why am I feeling pulled? And then I realized, oh, they see me as a way to get them out of their situation. And I do believe in the zero sum principle that says that Joe and I are in each other's sphere of influence now. He wasn't with me when I was 16, having problems and getting trauma in my life, but he's here now and he can help me with the solution.
I can help you with all new trauma.
Oh, you have bad dad jokes. So as I've started listening to myself going, no, I don't want this. No, I'm not. That's not for me. No, or just saying thoughts of this is the way it is. I don't understand why you're doing it differently, or blah blah blah. Being bold, if you will. I have connected with more people than ever. I have lectured at Tyra Burton's class. I don't know. It's countable. It's not like that high, but I've done it for so many years and off and on, at least twice a year. There's people.
You've done it about a dozen times.
Probably, yeah. And there's been times when nobody really engaged or gave a crap. Then there's been times when people took notes. But this last time came after I was really starting to engage with myself. And now, because I engaged with myself, I am now launching with help and a team a consulting career for ambulances. I am literally now talking to people who are helping me get certain things that I'm doing to the Olympics in 28 and to the Falcons here locally. And these doors are opening, and it's not oh, look at me. It's like I'm sitting here. What I did do, yeah, Charles got engaged to himself. I mean, you knew it was coming, random kid. That all the flags were there, all the brown flags were there. I don't know what color. And I'll try not to drag this out, but it's like what I did do is I stopped saying to myself or out loud, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm not really doing anything. I really can't help. I started going, okay, what can I add? And when I went back to Tyra's class this last time, It was exactly what I've been wanting for a long time. I mean, they were not only taking notes, they were engaged, asking questions, asking specific things, raising their hands in the middle of something like, wait, what you said. And that's all I want. It goes back to why do you love what you do that we talked about, is that connection. The caffeinations of me just more or less being real with myself and just having a moment of a thought. People are connecting with that. And I stopped telling myself, I have nothing to give to people. There's more people more qualified. All the other things. I don't want to disappoint people or whatever. That's what I'm nerding out about. It's having that guy come up and say, watch his TikToks. I didn't hesitate, dude. And it wasn't not even an ego. It's just who I am. It just came out. I was like, okay, are you watching my personal TikTok or the 1EMS TikTok? Because I think it's 1EMS. Like, cool, I appreciate that.
Or the Wise and Nerdy TikTok.
We're getting there. But at the EMS conference, they're not. If they're watching Wise and Nerd, they would have told me a bad. I mean, not being funny. I think they would have told me a bad dad joke. Honestly. But that's another. You're right. Wise and we're there's all these things, but because I'm getting engagement on my personal one, I have so many more followers on 1EMS. I went viral on 1EMS. But as you see, even if you're not watching on the podcast, but on the show, you're watching. My hand just naturally goes out away from my body. I'm working on not doing that. And like you said, Joe, hey, are you watching to Be Awesome and Go to their show? Are you watching me on Charles McFall Rock Out Podcasting? Or are you watching me on Wise and Nerdy? Are you because I appreciate all of it. And it is it's a peaceful thing that when I saw my old employers at this conference, I was happy with myself. I saw them, I smiled. I'm happy to see half of them. The other half can take but I wasn't angry about anything. I'm like, and he's like, how's 1EMS? It's like, oh, just Olympics, Falcons, Brighton and Grant. I'm just the true excitement came out of me like it was just anybody else asking. And after that engagement, I'm like, cool. Now my wife did not run into them because that would have been a whole different ball game, as one would hope and imagine. But yeah, that's my nerding out about it. And I hope I share all this to hope that somebody gets what I get out of it, right? Because I love watching my kids learn concepts that I learned at 40 and they're catching at 15. So if you needed to hear that, great. If you didn't need to hear that, well, I hurt my shoulder patting myself on the back. Now it's just her.
Well, it is time for Charles's most favorite segment. Guess that anime plot based on the name.
And maybe Devo could give us a little game show jingle for that. Guess that anime. But it had to sound like anime music or something. Whatever. Devo, you have a job. But we're going to use this very beautiful gavel you made for me to say, I sentence you to making us a jingle for the Guess That Anime segment. All right, but I've got it. All right, Bishop.
Well, hold on. Oh. I haven't said the title yet.
Hold it on. Let's go, man.
Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill.
To be real, I hope it's not as dumb as it sounds, which is very much campfire cooking. And it's okay. It's okay that they're using weird magic or calculators or something to make food. But here's my assistant Bishop. He went and did this for me. Ah, yes. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. The touching tale of a man who gets isekai'd not to save the world, but to run the medieval equivalent of a food truck that only sells microwave leftovers. Armed with his legendary power, online grocery delivery Prime Plus Ultra. That actually sounds like something he would do. He can summon instant ramen, canned tuna. Why would you microwave canned tuna? And 3 a.m. gas station sandwiches at will. Naturally, he's become the kingdom's top chef because no one else has discovered MSG yet. It's basically Hell's Kitchen meets Lord of the Rings, but everyone's just vibing around a campfire, arguing over who gets the last bag of chips.
All right. That's quite the take. Quite the take.
I'm gonna have to add a rule of like, let's make it 2 paragraphs max because that's a lot too.
Now, but you're not the only one with a take.
Oh,
we have a speak pipe.
Now, how would one know how to I mean, they know to call dad, but how would they know how to call in about the guest anime?
Yeah, so in our Discord, so if you head on over to our link tree, there's a way to get onto our Discord, linktree/wise_n_nerdy. I put a list of the anime from this season. The season just started a couple weeks ago. From this season that I will probably talk about at some point. And to be honest, I picked to talk about this one tonight because we had someone call in and give a guess.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah. All right. So let's see what DevoSite has to say about campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill.
So I asked my daughter about campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill, and her answer is about what I'd expect of a 15, 16-year-old girl.
You know, like walking. You're in track. I don't get that. Well, you have to answer a question for me.
Yeah.
All right. So this is an anime title, and you have to tell me what you think it's about.
The sigh.
It's called Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill.
Is that it?
That's the title of
Is
the
it
anime.
like cooking in outer space
Okay.
on a campfire
Okay.
in another world?
Another world.
Did I get it?
I love it.
I don't know. This is a title of an anime, and we try to come up with the premise of the anime without ever watching it. Because someone else has watched it, but we don't know.
Give me a.
What do you think?
Give me that
I
stuff.
don't know.
You don't know. Well, I don't know. Is that your best answer?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, well, come on with a better answer. Come on. The Taco Bell's on the line here.
I just think it's about, being out in outer space, cooking on a campfire.
What are they cooking?
They're cooking space aliens.
I see. So these space aliens, are they meat-based or plant-based?
I don't know. Like, they're something else.
There's something else. Okay.
Yes.
You are really exciting after school.
Oh, I was dying for that 15-year-old spice of that's just dumb. Look, I need this to be a thing, Joe. I need other dads to record an innocent. I don't need drama. We don't want to hear a fight or you discipline your kid, but I need you to record like that. Just those fun. Oh, I'm just eating up. God, Joe. It was so good. Let's dance together. And honestly, it reminded me to go read what we're about. So I'll bring that at the end of the show. But yeah.
All right. So campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill. His absurd skill, you almost got it in yours.
No.
It's called online grocery. Is his absurd skill. So he's summoned to this fantasy world because they need heroes to defeat whatever big bad there is. And so they're analyzing the different people that have been summoned. Oh, what's your skill? What's your skill? And they get to him and he's like,
oh, it's kind of like Shield Hero where they know they're pulling them in from another.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's like, my skill is online grocery. And everyone's like, oh, you're useless. And then they go on to the next person. And so they don't expect him to go fight the big bad. They give him a little bit of starting money and say, we can't send you back home. Go live your life. And so his online grocery is basically like Amazon. He can order a bunch of different things, but he has to use money that he earns in this world. And he pulls up this screen that only he can see.
Of course it is. Only he can see.
Of course. And so he pulls it up and it's got this little mystical slot that he can feed coins into, and it automatically converts it into Japanese yen, and he can buy the different stuff from this online grocery. And so
he basically really spoke his power into existence.
yep,
Okay.
that's right. But he goes on a trip, and he's out in the wilderness, and he's with a group, and they're like, oh, we got to have our travel rations again. He's like, no, I'll cook. And so he cooks for them, and they're just absolutely loving it, because it's not, like jerky and stale bread and whatnot. And everyone is loving it, and then they all get quiet, and he's like, huh, what? And they've got a scared look on their face, and he looks behind him, and there's this giant wolf-like creature, a Fenrir, that basically says, you're gonna feed me, I want what you're cooking. and so this legendary creature becomes his familiar because of his cooking skills. And you end up finding out that his skill is actually super powerful. Like, even if you take away all of the stuff I'm about to talk about, being able to supply an army on the move by just having the money, that is invaluable. Like, I don't know how they didn't see the benefits of that. But in addition, if he cooks with stuff that he purchases from the grocery, it provides buffs to people. So he can buff people by feeding them, and some of the buffs are crazy good.
So you're telling me somebody took the favorite part, my wife's favorite part of Breath of the Wild, which is scavenging and cooking, and made a whole anime off of that.
A whole anime. And I would consider it cozy fantasy.
Sure.
There is some fighting, but it's very much a cozy fantasy. And I actually talked about it at Conjuration last year. I was on a cozy fantasy panel. I talked briefly about this anime because season 2 is out right now, and I've talked about are the first couple of episodes of season 1, but season 2 has been even more fun and different ridiculousness, and it is a fun ride that has very low stakes. And so if you want a chill anime to watch, I highly recommend it. I do, however, suggest not watching it on an empty stomach, because some of that food looks so dang good, you will get hungry. So,
oh, you know what? That could be your wife's TikTok, recreating the food from
anime food,
Another World, and ordered online shopping, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Some of that food does look real dang good. So.
Did you see one of the last comments in our chat?
Civilian!
There it is. I know you're busy. You're hosting. You're doing your thing. Yeah, Civilians in. Good to be back, sir. Glad to see you. I want you to know, before you call in a speak pipe or a message or anything, zero guilt. You're always happy to be seen, and we love that.
Civilian on base, good stuff.
And him showing back up, for some reason, reminded me, and then what you said reminded me. We have a new mission statement for Wise and Nerdy, where fatherhood meets fandom. And I still haven't memorized. I'm still working on it. Joe's got a copy. We're working on it. But what happens when Toys R Us kids grow up and become parents? They become co-hosts of the show where geeky fathers unite to share the joys, challenges, and the hilarity of navigating parenthood. Because being grown up doesn't mean you stop being a fan. It means your sidekicks call you dad. And I just love that we have that. So I'm going to try to remember, Joe, and maybe you'll remember, or maybe the people who yell at us for not going live on time, like Random Kid and your wife, could put in there, hey, read the hook, play the hook. Yeah, that's it. That's our whole mission, man. It's just to celebrate. Oh, you know what? It was John recording his kid and getting it's just good parenting all together. It's fun stuff. So.
A good dad lives off the size.
I need to hear the full run through, record him playing with his 2 month old now, I think he is.
The baby.
And harassing the step kid. We'd love to hear that. I need Casey to do that, the anime, or tell his kid a bad dad. So it was just so cool to hear it almost in documentary fashion. Yeah.
Cooking in space. Delicious in space.
I will be at Multiverse this weekend. And well, for
You
the
have to tell me,
podcast,
is this your first time going to Multiverse?
it is. It's where I've been
You have
saying
to tell me if you like it.
basically. Yeah, I will, absolutely. And for the podcast, I was just at Multiverse, so Conjuration's coming up. Joe and I will both be at Conjuration doing a whole lot of awesome stuff. They put out the schedule for us to look at today. It's not gone to the public yet, but we're gonna be doing Wise and Nerdy at Conjuration. We'd love to see you there.
I don't think they sent that to me, so I'll have to have you forward it to me.
All right, I'll forward it to you as soon as we get off here, which will be in just a minute.
Follow these nerdy dads on social media. Charles at Rock God of Podcasting. Joe at Joseph_Ard. Check out the website, wiseandnerdy.com. And as always, they may not be your father, but they'll always be your daddy.
I was saying I'm going to be on 9 panels at Conjuration. Woo, woo.
Because moms and daughters, sheesh.